morning, and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor. It is Friday, Florida Man Friday, September 27th. Our top stories for the day. Mark, Wes, and I will take us through a compilation of the week's finest Florida Man headlines, and they are saucy this week, very saucy. And then Pat will take us through a news buffet of other headlines, mostly impeachment stuff, though.
I got the fun job today.
Yeah.
Right.
But you got nice shades on.
Yeah.
That was also the most impressive good morning I've
It was
heard.
long. I thought maybe Will forgot the name of the show for a second because
No.
He's delaying.
Was he stalling?
I'm drinking these whiskey Palomas that I just discovered.
Yeah,
and,
what's the drink that you said? What was it?
A little bit of Pamplemousse LaCroix on top of Maker's Mark with some lemon juice. It's really, really fancy, really nice.
Sounds great.
So just the worst drink you can possibly concoct.
It's a whiskey Paloma, and it's delicious. Okay, let's move on to Florida Man Friday. Mark, get us going.
Yes, it is fucking Florida Man Friday. I'm in my Hard Factor Florida Man Friday shirt, which is on sale at barstoolsports.com merchandise section. Shameless plug.
Hard Factor.
Yep, and I'm leading it off with the heater, guys. Just going to read the headline for you on this one to not get your toes wet, but just jump in the pool with it.
Yeah, it's my toes that are going to get wet.
A homeless Florida couple are charged after they are discovered having drunken sex against a wall in a yard and for kicking an arresting officer in the groin and threatening two other people.
That was all the headline?
Yeah. That's
Jesus.
how- They didn't want to leave anything out.
You need something to lean on. You ever try to have sex in a yard without a wall?
They were like, what can we remove from this headline? They're like, that's all pretty important.
They must have been drinking some Maker's Mark Palomas.
Yeah, no shit. Well, they were, Wes. We're going to get to that. The two homeless people were 36-year-old Stephen James Dean and 49-year-old Teresa Behan.
James Dean.
Exactly. So a bit of a tadpole situation. Is that it when the woman's older and the man's? Is it tadpole?
I don't know.
I think so. Correct. me
Never
if I'm
heard
wrong,
that
listeners.
in my life.
Me neither.
Situation there with the ages. Am I right? And they were charged with trespassing and indecent exposure, both of them. But some of them were charged with other crimes, which we'll get to. The crimes were committed in one of our favorite places on earth, guys, and the scene of Hard Factor Will's bachelor party. I'm talking about Key motherfucking West.
Yeah.
Oh,
God,
Key
love
West.
Key West.
Not only the scene of my bachelor party, but Wes's nickname is Key West.
Key West, because he was such a G at the bachelor
He
party.
loves Key West so much, his name is Key West.
It's a lovely place.
Like he was glowing the whole time. Like he's never been more comfortable in any scenario than Key West. What happened was the homeless people probably got drunk and hot and bothered and couldn't wait until they made it back to the shrubbery or beach, wherever the fuck they live, to have sex. So they did it on the side of someone's house, and the neighbor heard them because it probably wasn't lovemaking and called the cops.
Oh, no, I was angry and smelly. Remember, like we covered in California with those homeless gangbangs, it's
Right.
smelly.
It releases.
didn't
No
smell
one
good.
was saying keep it quiet.
No, it releases a certain scent. When homeless genitals meet, is a pheromone that's released that lets you know that there's sex happening between two hobos
It's actually
near you.
It's actually a new ringtone. It's called homeless sex. You can wake up to it. It's an alarm.
A lot of shut ups
In
and
fact-
look at me.
In fact, it was so loud the home resident thought two people were arguing outside her house before she went outside to check on the situation and just saw that it was violent homeless sex going on. Once the cops arrived, they noted that the pair smelled of alcohol and said this. The two could not.
Oh, no kidding.
No kidding. They said the two could not put a complete sentence together and were slurring their words. No shit. Although
Maybe the sex was just really good. It could have been that.
they might have been in like a euphoria. Yeah. Although they could barely talk, they did not go down easy. Behan, the woman, was charged with battery on an officer and resisting an officer with violence, both felonies, after she allegedly kicked a cop in the groin and then tried to punch him. And then Dean, the man, was additionally charged with threatening to kill two of the police officers. So whatever locals and vacationers in Key West, those two were constantly terrorizing day in and day out by being themselves. You can rest easy now because they're going away.
That's a lot of drunk.
Yeah.
I love how they couldn't put a sentence together.
Welcome
but-
to Florida Man Friday.
Yeah, we're able to execute a death threat.
Yeah. I'm gonna kill
What are you saying?
I'm gonna kill you.
Ah, shit.
All right, this one isn't as fun, and it's certainly embarrassing for Florida as a grown man, probably close to 300 pounds, absolutely leveled a 17-year-old female high school basketball player during a brawl at a high school game.
Must have been a close game.
I don't know if it was a close game or not. It was just
Fan of the team.
a brawl happened. It was in Hollywood,
Got
Florida.
caught up in his emotions.
Yeah, Broward County. We've visited there many times. The man, 43-year-old Bennett J. Weich, who was employed as a security specialist, aka weed narc.
At the school, he
Yeah.
was a cop at the school.
Yeah, in the
He's
school
a
district.
self-described unit.
The last guy you expect to punch a student. Well, maybe not.
Well, no.
Last guy.
Why did he
Maybe
take
not.
the job if he didn't want to eventually
Well,
punch
to
a
punch a
student?
student that wasn't doing anything wrong besides scoring points.
Yeah, just
Well,
draining buckets.
She was involved in the melee.
Okay.
So he's seen rushing the court and grabbing the 17-year-old player by her hair for some accuracy, I assume, and then absolutely leveling her with a right hook, sending her to the ground. I have watched the video. Have you guys seen the video?
I did, and I do have to say this: it was not funny.
No.
But I do want to point out that this school
Definitely
resource
not funny.
officer he knocked the woman out and then immediately looked up to see who's next.
Yeah.
He moved on from her right after the punch.
He wanted to take out the whole opposing team.
It's just good training.
Who's next was him to the jail. Because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
exactly.
knock out 17-year-old girls and get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a scary punch. It would have knocked me out. I know that for sure. Luckily, the girl did not sustain any serious injuries. And
Physical injuries. I'm sure
Not
she
physical.
sure she has some psychological injuries.
Yeah, quite a
forever.
few.
Yeah.
Yeah. So luckily, exactly. So he's now facing a year in jail, $1,000 fine, has been quote reassigned until jailed, and
Sounds like the fucking papacy. Like
I was about to say the same thing. That's crazy. We're thinking like he shouldn't be employed at any other school, but he
Yeah,
will
how
be.
is he
He'll
gonna
just go.
still
He'll
work
just go to another school. Like the papacy reassigns these priests that fuck kids to a different like.
he's gonna get
church.
fired.
Well, yeah, but he'll go to a different school.
but
No.
he punched the girl on the opposing team, right? So
I don't know if it's opposing or not.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I would hope so.
I have no idea.
He just had it in for this one girl
He bleeds that school's
at
colors.
his own school.
It was fucking bad. So the victim's uncle weighed in saying, quote, "How do you think you would react if someone hit your niece, someone probably big enough to do damage to you, to a little child like that?" And anyone
well.
care to?
I'm a real vindictive bastard. That would be a car shitting for me.
Yeah, for
No,
sure.
no, not a car shitting.
At least.
No, it would probably be an attempted murder.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niece? I don't know.
Well, it would be violence. It wouldn't be like a prank. It would be like burn down.
You'd put a hurting on the guy.
Burn down the car.
That's true. Yeah.
He deserves something very bad.
Burn down his Nissan Maxima.
But I'll tell you one thing. If it's one guy that needs some CBD to calm his ass down, it's that guy.
Damn
Oh
right.
yeah, oh yeah.
Smooth.
And if you've got health concerns like the ability to hit a 17-year-old girl, you owe it to yourself to see what CBD can do for you.
Is that
CBD
really a
may-
health concern?
Huh?
Hitting 17-year-old girls. If
It's an
she's
anger.
my niece,
Mental health.
Mental
or,
health, yeah.
Or physical
Mental health? Okay, all right.
Yeah, and so CBD may offer many of the health benefits of marijuana, but without the high. It's 100% legal and requires no prescription when you shop at cbdistillery.com. Listen to what their customers say. 5 stars, I highly recommend CBD to everyone. It's done a complete turnaround for me. Another customer wrote, excellent product, makes a big difference in my health. And this one, I will never...
In parentheses, mental health.
Mental health, yes. I will never do without CBD. It worked 100% for me. If you haven't tried CBD for whatever health concerns you have, like anger, you really should. Where you go to get CBD products is crucial. With independent lab tests and nearly 250,000 customers, cbdistillery.com are the folks I trust. Got health concerns? You owe it to yourself to see what CBD can do for you. Go to cbdistillery.com and enter FACTOR for 20% off. Again, enter FACTOR for 20% off at cbdistillery.com, cbdistillery.com.
That might have been the smoothest transition to a baked and ad read we've had yet.
Yeah, I was a little worried about it, but I think it went well.
No, it's pretty good. That guy needs to calm down. He needs.
he
to
does
take
need some
CBD.
CBD.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, we've got another dark one here, unfortunately. All right, Henry Herbig, a Florida man traveling to Virginia Beach, has been left paralyzed after a failed attempt to murder his estranged ex-wife.
I wouldn't call that dark. I'd call that karma.
Well, nope, it is karma. It ends well, but it is still a dark story you will hear. Henry, who is 65, is being held in a Virginia Beach hospital after the alleged murder attempt went wrong on September 7th. So
Yeah.
what happened?
Well, just FYI, Virginia Beach is essentially the Florida of Virginia.
Right, exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
Piedmont region.
We're all VA born and raised, and we've all been to Virginia Beach a lot, and we've all been to Florida a lot, and that's a fact.
Yeah, two of my favorite spots.
Yeah, great places.
They're cousins.
Anyways, so
You get a
what
lot of
happened?
cloves in Virginia Beach.
That's
yeah.
true.
Oh yeah, you can
Get
smoke
drugs
whatever
anywhere.
you want. Either of those places.
And rashes.
Oh my God, so many rashes.
Smoking, drinking, rashes. It's all happening. All right, so what happened here? Well, Henry loaded up his car in Florida, towing another car, and it was fully loaded with cash, wrenches, a gun, zip ties, garbage bags, and gas cans so that he didn't need to stop for gas. So
I got to be honest, wrenches is the most intimidating thing in that car. Anyone with multiple wrenches and not a good reason for it, that's horrifying.
yeah, just giant wrenches.
Yeah,
So he
that's not great.
headed over to Virginia Beach with that haul in his car, where his estranged ex-wife lives with his stepdaughter. Obviously not his biological daughter, this guy definitely shoots blanks.
Garbage bags. Garbage bags is pretty alarming too.
Yeah, when you see garbage bags in a car, you never want to open
Garbage bag wrench combo. Not great.
Unless you're a plumber, then this is exactly what you should have in your car. But other than that,
That's a bad combo. Zip ties, cash. It's not good.
yeah, what's the cash for, really?
So that he didn't have to take out cash.
To go to the bar.
To go to Tahiti.
To drink it away?
For everything. It was for everything so
To
that he didn't
forget.
have to have a paper trail when he was traveling to kill his wife. Or ex-wife, sorry. When Herbig arrived on the scene at his ex-wife's apartment, he waited for the stepdaughter to leave the house to walk the dog, and he approached her and hit her over the head with a wrench. Afterward, he walked inside and started beating his ex-wife with the wrench, breaking bones in her face. But then, this Joseph Stalin-looking motherfucker got what was coming to him when the stepdaughter recovered from the wrench hit, came inside the home, grabbed a gun, shot Henry in the back, severing his spinal cord, leaving him paralyzed from the neck down.
Yes.
She's going to have a great freshman year
Man,
at
they
college.
should have shoved that wrench up his ass.
I hope she did after he was paralyzed. Anyways, that's all allegedly because court is still in session. His first real court case is going to be in December. And he's such a scumbag that even though he's paralyzed, he's been considered a flight risk, and his bail has been denied by the judge. So
Yeah, no one likes him. The judge doesn't like him. No one likes him. They just
fuck
like-
this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, they're letting him drool on himself. One thing we like to do here on Hard Factor is update stories we have covered that end up having new important developments. Because everyone loves a good ending, am I right?
I love a good ending, personally.
Have to have a good ending, otherwise you can ruin like movies and books. And I have a great ending for you today. Remember the guys who were trying to claim trash dibs on a cart?
Yeah, of course. It was the Florida Dibs law.
The heavy duty cart. Yeah.
Right. It's Second Amendment first, 10 Commandments, then dibs before First Amendment.
Laws of Florida.
Yeah. It was a jogger that found the cart, and then this like homeless guy that rolled up to him with a red sheathed samurai sword, unsheathed the sword, and tried to kill the jogger to take the cart.
Which was like a totally reasonable behavior at the time because he had dibs on the cart.
And you said we watched the video, like he tried to kill the guy clearly,
Yes.
but when he got close to the cart, he was worried because he didn't want to damage the
Don't
cart.
want to hurt the cart. It was all about the cart.
Exactly. Well, good news. They found the samurai swinging lunatic, who was 54-year-old Curtis Miller, and arrested him for what I would assume is attempted murder. It was attempted murder, based on the crystal clear video in high definition of him trying to kill this guy with the sword.
Yeah.
Also, it turns out that Miller was not homeless, as he was arrested without incident at his North Lauderdale home. We just assumed that, I guess, or I did. The bad news is it took the Broward Sheriff's Office a few months to find Miller, and although he was not on the streets 100% of the time because he wasn't homeless, he clearly has a substance abuse problem, to say the least. And a few months with a drunk, drugged-up, samurai-wielding maniac is a very long time.
I've said this once before. Don't throw your weapons away on trash day. Dispose of them properly because you know this guy found the samurai sword in another trash pile.
This guy was like,
I don't know. I think this guy just. How many people you think he's tried to assault with a samurai sword?
that's what I'm saying. This
Since
guy,
then.
a ton. This guy was like the candy man of trash
You're right.
piles.
You don't just go to samurai sword the first time. Like,
No, this is his
it's
move.
habitual.
He just loves.
Everyone was trying to claim dibs, but looking like over their shoulders left and right. Now they can finally claim dibs.
You
in
know who the
peace.
real winner is here?
Everyone?
The woman that came and grabbed the cart while the melee was happening.
No, she's probably dead.
She's dead. Samurai sword took care of
She
her.
had 2 months to be killed. That's
samurai
a-
guy is the only one who's losing. Everybody else wins.
Yep.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Smooth, Wes.
As the only guy on the show that sometimes.
Wes was just waiting.
Yeah, well, I didn't know.
Is the show over?
I had a joke and then I forgot. And then
Just
I,
looking around.
Yeah. All right. As the only guy on the show that sometimes needs a babysitter.
Personally, because you get too drunk, or
Well, that could happen.
Or-
For my son.
oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I will tell you when my go-to babysitter is booked, aka my girlfriend is working the same day as I am, I need to scramble sometimes to find a replacement, and I oftentimes turn to local Facebook babysitter groups to find one. I, of course, call at least 2 references and stalk their Facebook pages for signs of drug use and
That could
potential
be
kid touching.
a problem because they're probably pretty young.
What do you mean? What?
You're going to
Yeah.
Facebook high school girls' pages.
But it's
You
to
never
protect
told
his
us
son.
about this.
yeah.
No, you.
Yeah, that's what he tells the cops.
He's stalking
Protect my son.
14-year-old, 15-year-old girls on Facebook.
I never hire a babysitter.
Okay.
No, like you know. Never mind, you killed it.
By the way, Wes is a truly responsible adult when it comes to his son and work, and
Literally his son
nothing
only.
else.
Yeah.
So, like, my favorite thing is watching Wes be a responsible adult. I wish I could just popcorn me.
Wes
Just
around
let
his
me
son.
watch.
Wes doesn't even need ever scrolls around his son. He's a great dad. Everything else a bit of a
Thank you
mess.
for saying that. Yeah, everything else is a mess. But Yeah, it's not exactly the best vetting process, but at least it's better than what one Florida woman did when she found herself needing a babysitter. So some idiot named Marissa Frederick, who manages a convenience store in Manatee County, overheard a homeless couple talking outside her store about how they needed to make some extra cash, and immediately thought, these two are prime
opportunity. Yeah.
I'd even babysit.
Exactly. So she thought these were prime candidates to watch her child. So she hired them, allegedly, drove them to her house, and dropped them off at 5:30 p.m. to watch her kid while she did some errands, knowing nothing about them or their level of meth use. At 7:15, she claims she received a call from the homeless woman saying they had to leave as they'd officially stolen enough goods from her house to pawn.
Oh, man. Shocker.
Yeah. Maybe the plot thickens here.
We gotta go. The trash bags are full. Put them in the car.
That baby will take care of itself.
She's full of shit. So it seems a relative actually found the child alone at the house at 6 p.m. when they stopped by to pick up cold medicine. So in fact, what happened is the degenerate simply left her kid at home alone.
Got hammered with the homeless people.
Yeah.
Blame fake homeless people.
Blame fake homeless people.
Oh, fake homeless people.
Is this the actual story?
She
or that's
made
your
up a
theory?
story.
No, this is the actual story, according to the police report. And
So this is Florida woman's a liar.
yeah, Florida woman's a
Shocker.
liar.
What a quicksand motherfucking situation where it's like the police bust you for child neglect and you make up a story. It's like, no. I had sitters. They were the homeless
the
people
homeless.
from outside.
that were outside saying they'd do anything for money.
Yeah, go find him. And she's now being charged with felony child neglect. So clearly, she just left her kid at home.
Man, she is not that creative.
No.
No, that was a shitty plan.
That's pretty creative, actually.
It's not that creative.
Nah, it's
dumb.
not that creative.
I mean,
at
well,
all.
let me say it's very creative, but very bad.
It's
Badly.
dumb
It's
as
just
fuck.
Badly
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah.
Well, the
It's
relative
never gonna
fucked her.
work.
The relative fucked her.
Yeah, not cool. Blood in, blood out.
Wouldn't have worked either way. All right, and here's one we missed a while back, but he's a Florida man, and damn it, we're going to get him in here. So the security guard at a Florida hospital got fired after his workplace discovered that he had gone viral on the internet for videoing his own farts at work over the course of 6 months and releasing the clips on Instagram.
It was an anthology.
Jesus, if that's all it takes, we'd be billionaires.
Yeah, he's living the dream.
You guys are going to be sad when I get into this. This
Oh,
31-year-old dude is overweight with a mustache, which he's actually let grow into an extremely stringy beard after being fired, as you might expect. And he can be found on Instagram at the handle Paul Flart, where he has over 100,000 followers watching every fart he rips these days. He's bigger than us. Bigger than us, guys.
So this is
This guy can fart on command.
this is a beautiful story. Who cares? How do you film your? I gotta check out Paul Fart.
It's his face. It's his face, and then the sound of the fart. It's always
like
the
doing-
same thing.
He should do Christmas songs to them.
He's verified.
Dun, dun,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Paul
He's-
Flart. His description is
Paul
Paul Flart, the Flart Authority.
the fart.
This
fart
is
authority.
this is
I
a
believe.
skill I kind of
Yeah.
wish I had.
He's like this one's the little drummer boy.
He can't fart on command. What he does is he farts as hard as he can. He's only posted 157 times, so he just farts as hard as he can, and then he takes a video of his face while he does
Right.
it. Anyway,
Is that Will?
Pat's playing.
Is that Will?
It looks
What
like Will.
the fuck is up with this guy?
He just stares at the screen and
It's
farts.
just a close up of his face. Well, he cut in the Jurassic
yep,
Park.
that's exactly what I said it was. Basically, this New
we're
Jersey man
subscribing.
turned Florida man. Got a job in security because that's what was available in Florida when he was looking for a job. And he happened to be placed in an entryway with excellent acoustics. So he took advantage of the situation and started posting videos of his epic farts.
You gotta chase your fucking dreams, man.
What's his handle?
It's Paul
Paul
Flart.
Flart.
At Hard Factor Will.
Paul Flart.
Keep going.
You guys ready for the? You guys ready to keep going?
Yeah, go ahead.
You guys
Pick
good?
the winner, William. You picked a winner.
Once the hospital found out that he was releasing these videos online, it was too late, as he already had enough Instagram followers to do swipe ups, and he had set up a Patreon for himself, and that was all Mr. Paul Flart needed. He's now a full-time farter on Instagram, but the color mood lighting in his apartment is nowhere near as good as the background at the hospital. So I'm not sure if the long-term outlook for growth is very good here on his Instagram channel, but Blart says this, quote, "It transcends all languages. There's no translation necessary. It's just funny," unquote.
I agree with him. I can promise you that tonight I'll be watching all of his videos.
Yeah,
100%
and
of them.
like I said, he farts so hard he nearly shits himself like on every attempt.
I'm gonna wait. I'm
So-
gonna. It's like a reveal. I'm hoping he shits himself on every video, and I'm hoping one.
He
of them
doesn't.
happens.
He doesn't ever show it because it's always
Yeah,
just his face.
He's not one of those guys that can they've had a Howard Stern that can suck air up in their ass and then fart continuously.
No, it's not like that.
Yeah.
He
It's
can
different.
show it with his eyes. Will
It's like a guy that eats like 5 Chipotle burritos and then films the one fart he saved up after those 5 burritos.
That's
It's
funny.
organic.
That's funny.
Wes, it's organic. Paul Flart wouldn't do anything synthetic.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
sure.
Is that the end of it? Fuck.
That's it, yeah.
All right, let's get to the news buffet. All right, first, some reports are surfacing that the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky is being referred to as Monica Zelensky in his
Okay.
home country.
I get it.
Yeah. For those of you who are in the generation, whatever the fuck generation comes after millennials, Monica Lewinsky was a thick, smart intern who gave President Clinton blowies in the Oval Office and then held the honorable distinction of official cigar moistener.
Because it was in her vagina.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't want to go there, Mark, but yeah.
Well, before you continue, Pat, we got to talk about making money on all this chaos, and that the only way to do that, and the best way to do that, is going to www.predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20, creating an account in less than 3 minutes, depositing at least $20, and getting a free $20 from Predictit to gamble on the news. Predictit was, which has something like 100,000 active traders. It's ridiculous because it is a stock market, making it completely legal in all 50 states. Has a bunch of impeachment markets, some of which we have mentioned, and some of which are new, that are just going absolutely ballistic this week. Millions of shares have been traded on these markets. It's absolutely absurd. They fluctuate very quickly. You got to get in on there. It's so much fun. It's fun to watch your money go up, then it goes down, then it goes up. If you're right, you're going to win a lot of money. One of the new ones they have, though, is, which I like, is how many articles of impeachment of Trump will the House pass by March 31st of next year. Ooh. You can bet on 0 articles, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 or more. 5 or more is insane. The impeachment markets are hot fire. Get on in there and look at them. Read the simple rules.
So how does that work? How many impeachment articles could you do?
They could do more. They can do because he
An article is a crime, basically.
right, but they could do the Ukraine gate, multiple for the Ukraine gate. They can do the obstruction of justice. Like each, they bring
so they're pillars of why he's getting impeached.
Right. I mean, anything more than 1 will is insane.
It's
Is
a
what I would
charge.
say on that one.
An article is a charge.
Right.
It's a high crime or misdemeanor.
You bet on 0 or 1 there. Anyways, the markets are fucking awesome. Also, back to the well a little bit here, but Donald Trump weekly tweet numbers and the White House weekly tweet numbers are great ones to bet on. High volume, and also those motherfuckers are tweeting a lot because a lot's going on, and a lot of tweets are going on with those guys.
Yeah, Scavino's been retweeting a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Dan is on fire.
Also, if you listened to Pat yesterday and you took the over on Yang at, what was it, 19 cents yesterday?
Yeah, it was about that.
It's now at 60 cents.
That would have
You made a lot of money.
more than tripled you.
Yeah.
right
My,
there.
my friends who've known me for 20 years know that I don't know much, but I'm somehow a betting savant.
Yeah.
So
He is. DM us if you want advice on how the site works or how to bet on it. But most importantly, get in on the fun at www.predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. Make some money. Get your no-nonsense easy withdrawals to your bank account so you have extra spending cash this fall to go on a vacation or buy some new clothes and a new wardrobe. Some new, like the shades Pat has on right now.
well, thank you for blowing up my story, Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was, my bad.
But I'm not mad because I do love wardrobe and vacations and some combination thereof.
All right.
Let me get back into it. So the formal complaint, guys, the whistleblower complaint in Ukraine Gate was released yesterday, which is a big fucking deal. The complaint alleges a couple things, specifically that over the past 4 months, more than a half a dozen U.S. officials told the whistleblower, the person that wrote the complaint, that President Trump was, quote, using the power of his office to solicit interference from a foreign country to meddle in the 2020 U.S. election.
Oh, so the complaint said, duh.
Duh.
Yeah, I mean, that guy, the senator that we covered yet, Scott Murphy or whatever his name was, he knew about it a month ago.
Exactly. The complaint went on to say that Trump was pressuring a foreign country to investigate one of the president's main domestic rivals, being
This
Joe
guy
Biden.
wants to win the next election?
Yeah, big time. Big time. He don't want to leave. I don't think he wants to be there, but he doesn't want to leave. The whistleblower then goes on to say that the information he or she received, and guys, by the way, there's a trending hashtag right now called cancel NYT or New York Times, because the New York Times definitely didn't fully dox, but released way too much information about the whistleblower.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And if
You cannot do that.
Yeah, so it's probably a he if the New York Times is right, which fucking sucks.
I'll never know because I'll never pay for that fucking site.
Yeah. Also, Who knows? They could
Who
be
knows?
totally wrong.
Who knows? Anyway, the information that he or she received was from multiple White House officials with direct knowledge to the call between Trump and the president of Ukraine, Monica Zelensky. So this means that the whistleblower did not have access to the transcripts that came out on Wednesday that were made public by the White House. So one quick note on the transcripts, guys, that they were not verbatim transcripts, but instead they were notes and recollections from the Situation Room duty officers and the National Security Council policy staff who are, they listen into generally a lot of the calls that Trump does. So presumably
That sounds like a fun job.
Yeah, presumably the whistleblower is referencing the same people, or specifically those people that listen on the calls.
I would love to be listening to Trump's like room service call though, like when he's like talking about like what kind of burger he's gonna get for lunch. You know,
The only
Like-
way, yeah,
he's
that
mulling
would-
over the different options over the phone.
You're right. Well, that would be fun. I was gonna say the only way that job would be fun is if you're in a room with a couple people and it's a smell-proof room and you got Paul Flart in there interrupting the boringness with just loud farts.
Yeah, with some
That would interrupt the day.
No, that job is. You're right. It sucks. You can't listen to
awful.
somebody else's phone calls.
some Makers Palomas in there.
Yeah, a lot of Makers Palomas in there.
I just had a thought. I'm not going to run it by my hosts, but tweet at us if you want Paul Flart to be a guest on the show to do nothing but flirt.
I'm gonna tweet at us.
Okay, cool. The complaint goes on to allege
Yeah,
that
come on, man.
that the days following the call,
He doesn't say much.
senior White House officials were intervened to, quote, lock down all the records of the phone call, especially the official word-for-word transcript, which, again, we did not see. Anyway, there's a ton more stuff in this transcript, but if everything alleged in this complaint is true, you can count on everyone who listened to the call, the whistleblower, and their moms being subpoenaed, and the story's not going away anytime soon.
Talk about a game of telephone.
It's
Yeah.
Mueller Report 2.0, like we called.
It's Mueller report, but the stakes are high. Trump is fucking pissed, guys.
Aren't they
It's-
higher in the first report? I mean, like it's the whole. It's an
well-
exact repeat.
Yeah, I guess they were higher when the Mueller report started, but now we have like direct evidence a lot faster, potentially some inappropriate actions.
While
for the
everyone's
president.
stressing out, all those subpoenas, Pat, sounds like a lot of new predicted markets.
It's true.
Sounds like an opportunity to make money.
Make the cash.
Don't stress out, people. Relax and make money.
And what Mark said yesterday about predicted, it's like for real. If you pay attention to news, which if you listen to this show, you probably do, you can beat the market.
You can. Just relax, calm down, everyone. We're all going to live and then make some money.
All right, guys. So Trump is pissed and seemingly nervous. The LA Times acquired audio from yesterday of Trump saying, quote, Who's the person who gave the whistleblower the information? Because that guy's a spy. You know what he used to do in the old days when we were smart? To the spies and the treason guys, we used to handle a little differently. You know what I mean?
You sound like a 1970s animated gangster.
That's the
fish.
first time I've heard you
That
do
was
a
an
Trump.
awful, awful,
No, I've done
awful
was
Trump.
Bad Trump.
That was the worst Trump that's ever been done on the show.
Come on. Really?
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to do the rest of my story in my Trump.
Nero
No, please
Trump.
don't.
All right. Anyway, guys, so Trump's out for fucking blood. He's essentially implying that the person that gave the information to the whistleblower should be shot. But it's probably persons. I mean, Trump's had leaks in his administration since day fucking one. The House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff and a couple others came out warning Trump to stop intimidating the witness, essentially. Another bad
He's
thing.
not going to do that.
Yeah,
Are
exactly.
you kidding?
That's like, come on. You can try to tell him to limit it, but you can't tell him to stop.
He's digging himself a deeper grave, potentially.
I mean, these motherfuckers have to stop leaking like vital shit from the president's office, right?
But I think that's what happens when a non-politics person gets into politics. Like
No, we'll see. We'll see who the whistleblower is eventually. I guess maybe, but apparently there's rumors that it may not be a non-political thing.
Right, but I think what Wes is saying is that people within his administration are giving info out. That's, that's potential.
Right. Yeah, people who got in who may not
It's
have
ridiculous.
been actually in. on
Welcome
his
to the
side.
world of information, guys.
Right.
Like, that's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to continue forever.
And to wrap this story up, guys, the world's worst lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, how the fuck did he even run New York, came out swinging, saying, quote, it's impossible that the whistleblower is a hero and that I'm not, and I will be the hero. These when this is over, I will be the hero.
He did not say that.
He said that. So the big deal
How
about that.
drunk was he?
Not. He was as old as fucking Giuliani. Why would... Anyway, whatever. That's that story. Stay tuned for it. There's a lot more coming. Finally, the Vermont office of Senator Bernie Sanders was evacuated yesterday after a suspicious package was discovered. The contents of the package are still being investigated, but what we do know is that it contained something that posed a potential threat to the 78-year-old politician, and I'm putting my money on a touchscreen computer. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you guys so much for listening. Florida Man fucking Friday. we love you guys. You guys are crushing it for us. Make sure to give us a 5-star review if you can. Tell a friend about Hard Factor. We're growing rapidly, and honestly, we couldn't be more happy. And look, Mark and Will don't have jobs right now, except for this. So let's support them.
This is the job,
This is
baby.
the job, baby. Wes and I are soon to follow. Thanks for listening, and have a great fucking day.